Okay, good morning class. So today we're looking at the exercise 2.17, your quadratic equations and inequalities. As this was a problem with many learners over the years, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the whole exercise, so in future the learners has the video explanation of this whole exercise. Let's get us a marker. Quadratic equations and inequalities. There's a bit shorter. This is exercise. Please settle down. 2.17. And I'm starting with number 1. Okay. Right, so let's go. So we are told that in this exercise, solve the problems by finding a quadratic equation or simultaneous equations. As I indicated yesterday, that I use one variable most of the time. So since it's one variable most of the time, I'm not going to go into simultaneous equations anymore. Number 1. So in this video, we're going to cover numbers 1 to 5. A rectangular field has a length that is 2 meters more than the breadth. If the total area of the field is 168 meters squared, calculate the dimensions of the field. Okay, so just to plot the scenario here, a rectangular field has a length that is 2 meters more than the breadth. So the breadth is the smaller one. We always make the smaller one be x. So we say let x be the breadth. Okay. Let x be the breadth. So if x is the breadth, then what is the length?
X plus 2.
So the length has to be x plus 2. Not so. So we are told that if the total area, how do you calculate the area of a rectangle? Length times breadth. So the total area is 168, so 168 is equal to length, which is x plus 2 times the breadth, which is x. So what is this to us at this point? A quadratic equation. Not so. Get rid of the brackets. Bring the 168 over. So 0 is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 168. Okay. So people, 168 is fairly large. Not so to work out factors for. So what we do, we use the quadratic formula. So it's minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I'm just going to do this once. I'm not going to do it all the time, okay? Because to substitute this every time into the quadratic equation, it's going to take time, okay? So it's going to be negative 2 plus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times a times c, which is negative 168 over 2a. Is an answer of 12 or negative 14. People, can it be negative? No. So what's the question? Calculate the dimensions of the field. So the dimensions are the lengths and breadths, okay, in terms of units there. So therefore your breadth, which is x, is 12 meters, whilst the length, which is x plus 2, is going to be 14. Alright, that was fairly simple. No? Let's look at number 2. Number 2. Here we are told that a group of grade 11 learners decide to have a party. Okay? I hope you guys are not like this. The total amount of money spent on food and drinks is 2,295. A lot of money. Eh? 10 of the learners cannot afford to pay. So the kind of friends we are, we say, no, come anyway. No? But you guys, girls, different kind of girls. You definitely tell them you'd rather stay at home. When I grew up, many years ago, we would say, no, come, and we'll cover the cost. Okay, you guys are different. So now we are told that 10 of the learners cannot afford to pay. So the other learners in the group agreed each to pay extra 50 rand to cover the cost. Nice. Calculate how many learners are in the group. So where do we start? We say let x be the number of learners in the group. Okay. So this is that case where you remember that formula I gave you yesterday. Who can remember that formula? We said actual equal original plus minus that. Okay. So the original fraction should be what? We had 2,295 rand divided by x, which is the number of learners. So that is what it would have costed if everybody had to pay their part. Not so? Yes. But that's now not the case. How many is actually paid? Sorry? X minus 10, which is 10 less. Okay? So it's 2,295 must now divided by x minus 10. But how much is each one paying extra now? Over and above that, what they would have paid. 50. And there's my equation. Alright. People, what's my LCM here? Sorry? LCM is x into x minus 10. Right. So what must this fraction be multiplied by? X. So it's 2295 into x. This must be multiplied by x minus 10. This must be multiplied by the whole LCM. So it's 50x into x minus 10. So from here, this is a matter of solving for x. Let's go with it. So it's now simply going to be 2,295x is equal to 2,295x minus 22,950 plus 50x squared minus 500x. You all agree with that? People, that will cancel. So 0 is equal to 50x squared minus 500x minus 22,950. So how are you guys going to solve the sum? Quadratic equation. But as I said, I'm not going to do that. I got this calculator. So what I do is I program the calculator. So I get 50, negative 500, negative 2295. So my x values are 27. Or x is equal to negative. People, can it be negative? So therefore, what's the question? The question was, calculate how many learners are in the group. So therefore there are 27 learners. Okay. People, I could have done this here as well. Let me just show you. Because that one's already worked out, so it makes only sense to have done it there first. There's a 1 here in front of x squared, so it's 1. Then you have 2 as your b value and negative 168. The answer is 12 and negative 14. You got the same calculator? Yes. Nice, you can use it, okay. The only time where you have to show the substitution is in question 1. Where next to the question it says to work to 2 decimal places. It's the only time you need to show the substitution. Further than that, you don't have to show it. You can just use your calculator as we have done. Okay. People, let's look at the third one. Number 3. A farmer buys a number of sheep for a total amount of 160,000 rand. 15 of the sheep is killed by leopards, and the farm sells the remaining sheep for 2,500 rand per sheep, more than the original price. Originally paid. Than he originally paid. The farmer still makes a profit of 2,500 rand, which means to say a profit in total in the whole group. How many sheep did he buy? So where do we start? We say let X be the number of sheep bought, or originally bought. Not so. So this is again that case of actual, not so? Actual equals original plus minus the difference. So originally how many sheep was bought? X. So it's 160,000 rand over X. What did he actually sell? How many did he actually sell?
X minus 10.
X minus 10. You must 10 less. Yeah, 15. Why 15? Isn't that 10 or 15? The previous one was 10. Eh? Alright, X minus 15. People, how much money did he get in total? So 160,000 plus 2,500. So that is the total income, not so? And how much did he charge extra per sheep? 2,500. So in other words, this is the cost plus his profit. You guys understand? Right, so what is the LCM here? X into X minus 50. So let's look at the first fraction. Okay, so when we add this together, I'm going to get 162,500 rand. Not some, the top part here. What must this be multiplied by to get the LCM? X. So it's 160,000 into, this must be multiplied by X minus 50 plus, that's naturally over 1, so it's 2,500 into X into X minus 50. Why? Because 1 must be multiplied by X into X plus X minus 50. Okay. So what do we get now? 162,500x equals, get rid of that bracket, it's 160,000 x minus 16 160,000 multiplied by 15 gives us, it doesn't sound like you did your homework. Give you 2,400,000. 2,400,000 plus, that is going to give me 2,500x squared minus 2,500 multiplied by 15, give you an answer of negative 37,500. So what is this now to us? X. Quadratic equation. Not so. So now we take everything to one side of the equal sign. So 0 is equal to 2,500x squared. So there's an x, there's an x, and there's an x. So we put it straight in the calculator. So remember, everything is coming to the right hand side. So let's start with 160,000 minus 37,500 minus 162,500. 162,500. This is negative 40,000x. Okay? And of course that's the only constant, so it's negative 2,400,000. X is equal to one of two values, of course, because it's quadratic. 2,500, and then negative 40,000, and then negative 2,400,000. Okay, it gives me 40 or negative 24. Can it be negative 24? No. The farmer can't buy a negative amount of sheep, not so. So he bought, how many sheep did he buy? He bought 40 sheep in total. People, you guys understand? Yes. Sorry?
I said yes, sir.
Oh, you said yes, you understand. Okay. That was number 3. Why did you tell me to change the number? You're number 4 now. Okay. 2 cars, a sports car and a sedan. Leave Johannesburg at the same time for Polokwane, which is 360 kilometers from Johannesburg. By traveling 40 kilometers faster than the sedan, the sports car arrives in Polokwane 45 minutes before the sedan. What is the speed? At what speed did the car travel? Okay, so at what speed did each car travel? Sorry. Alright, so where we start? We say let x be the speed, which one is traveling slower, the sedan or the sedan? So let the sedan, let x be the speed the sedan travels. Okay. So if x is the speed the sedan travels, remember we draw this table. Okay. We say 2. So from Johannesburg to, no. You have 2, what's the name? It's going to be the sports car and the sedan. Oops. Sorry about that. Make it a bit neater. We got speed, distance, time. Okay. What's the triangle? T on top is T. Alright, so let's read again. 2 cars, sports car and sedan in Johannesburg at the same time for Polokwane, which is 360 kilometers from Johannesburg. People, the sports car and the sedan will cover the same distance, not so. So it's going to be 360 kilometers in both cases. Okay. By traveling 40 kilometers faster, remember we made the speed of the sedan x. So what's the speed of the sports car?
X plus 40.
X plus 40, because that's 40 kilometers faster. Okay. So how do we calculate the time?
This is 60 over 8.
Distance over speed. Remember when we calculate time, so it's distance over speed. It's 360 over x plus 40, which is this here. And the time the sedan takes is 360 over x. Remember, this time is in, the speed is in kilometers per hour. So if you're going to work, if you're going to bring a time in, it must be in hours. You guys understand? So coming back to this here, which one would take longer, the sedan or the sports car? Sedan. So it's going to be the sedan's time minus the sports car's time. You understand? And the sports car covers the distance in 40 minutes faster. Which means to say if I subtracted these 2 values, I must get an answer of 45. You guys understand? But remember, how many minutes are there in an hour? 60. So it's 45 over 60, which gives me 3 over 4. 3/4 of an hour. Alright? So let's set up the equation. What would it be? 360 over x minus 360 over x plus 40 equals 3 over 4. People, what's my LCM here? What's the LCM? 4x into x plus 40. Alright. So with that in mind, what would that now be? This must be multiplied by 4 into x plus 40. So it's 360 times 4 into x plus 40 minus. This must be multiplied by x times 4, or 4x, not so. So it's 360 times 4x. What must this be multiplied by? X into x plus 40, because you already have that 40. Okay. So from here it's a matter of solving for x. So you multiply that in. Of course you're going to have, whoops. What we're going to have is 360 times 4, so they give you 1440x plus now 360 times 4 times 40. Multiply the answer still by 40. They give you 57,600. 57,600 minus 360 times 4 was 1,440 x equals, that of course will give you 3x squared plus 120 x. Yes? Sorry?
Isn't that 40 supposed to be 45? X plus 40 supposed to be x plus 45?
Should it be 45? No, this is the speed. It travels 40 kilometers faster. So the time is 45 minutes. Does it read you again? If I'm wrong. It travels 40 kilometers faster, so that is to do with the speed. You were confusing that 40 with this 45, which is 45 minutes. That's to do with the time. Okay. Okay, so let's tidy up this a bit. That cancels, correct? So 0 is equal to 3x squared plus 120x plus 57,600. Minus. Should be minus, not so. Yeah, I made a mistake there somewhere. So what do we get? Now we can again use that formula or the calculator. Again we say mode 5, 3. It becomes 3 is equal to 120 is equal to negative 57,000. Give you an answer of x is equal to 120 kilometers per hour. Or this will probably be a negative value there. Negative 1. Can you do a negative 160? No. So what's the question? The question states, what speed did each car travel? So the sedan is equal to 120 kilometers per hour, while the sports car was traveling 120 plus 40, which is 160 kilometers per hour. Will you guys understand? It's fairly simple, no? Let's look at number 5, which is the last one for this video. Number 5. Tabo is a minibus taxi driver. Okay. So Tabo is a minibus taxi driver. His regular trip is a distance of 30 kilometers on the highway between Soweto and Johannesburg. The speed limit on the highway is 120 kilometers per hour. Did they say that he's doing the speed? No. The speed limit of the road is 120. The morning traffic slows him down and his average speed is X kilometers per hour, less than the speed limit. So what is his speed in the morning? 120 minus X. Answer the following question. Let's go with A. So A says, what is Tabo's speed in the morning in terms of, okay, we did that already. So it's 120 minus X. Alright, you all agree with that? Let's go with B. B says, in the afternoon, he is able to travel 20 kilometers faster. So what is his speed in terms of X? It's going to be 120 minus X plus 20. We give an answer of 140 minus X. Then we are told, or asked, Tabo completes the afternoon trip 10 minutes. Tabo completes the afternoon trip in 10 minutes less time. Calculate how fast he travels in the afternoon. Okay, so again, that's a speed, distance, time question. Not so. So we go. The morning, the afternoon. Speed, distance, time. What speed does he do in the morning? X minus? So 120 minus X. In the afternoon? 140 minus X. Now, people, the distance covered has to be the same. So his regular distance is 30 kilometers on the highway. So it's going to be 30 and 30. What is his time taken in the morning? Remember the triangle? DST. The time is going to be distance over speed. So it's 120 minus X. In the afternoon, it's 30 over 140 minus X. Okay. So which leg does it take longer? The morning or the afternoon? Morning. So it's going to be 30 over 120 minus X minus 30 over 140 minus X. And the distance, if you subtract the two times, it gives you an answer of, should give you an answer of 10 minutes, not so, which is 10 over 60, which is 1 over 6. Okay, I simplified, otherwise my LCM is going to be 60 into that. You understand? So what's my LCM? 6 into 120 minus X times 140 minus X. What must this first bracket be multiplied by? 6. So it's 30 times 6 into 140 minus X. What must 30 be multiplied by? Or what must this denominator be multiplied by? 6 into 120 minus X. What must this be multiplied by? 120 minus X and 140 minus X. Okay. Again, it's a quadratic equation. We get rid of the brackets. We got 30 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 140. Oops. 30 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 140 gives us 25,200. 25,200 minus, so that is without the 140. gives us 180. Is that correct? That's 180x minus, same story there. So it's going to be 30 times 6 times 120. Gives you 21,600. Plus, that is now going to give me 180, correct?
Yes.
Equals. Multiply that out. It's 120 multiplied by 140. Gives us 16,800. Now that's going to give us 140 and 120, sorry, which is 260. X plus x squared. So what we do is we tidy up a bit, we take everything to one side, that cancels that of course. So we got x squared, there's an x, that's on its own, so it's negative 260x, and then of course this one here, what that there, and this here, is going to be 16,800. We bring that over, which is negative 20 minus 25,200 plus 21,600. We must bring it over the equal sign. 21,600. Gives you 130,200. Alright, so what do we do now? Quadratic. Alright. Or just use this option on the calculator. So it's going to be mode 5, 3. So it's 1, negative 260, and 30,200. In the negative, yeah, positive. So 190, comma, 83 kilometers per hour. And the other one, of course, is 69, 17 per hour. Now, if we look at what is given here, so the speed in the morning, can it be 190? Otherwise, 120 minus negative minus 190 is going to give you a negative solution. So it can't be that one. So therefore x is 69.7. So therefore the morning speed is going to be 120 minus 69,17. Work that out, somebody. And the afternoon speed is going to be 140 minus 69,17. Yes? In the morning is 50,83. 50,83 kilometers per hour. And in the afternoon is 70,83 kilometers per hour. Okay, as you can see, people, this is not so difficult. Okay? It's worth at least, so something like this is worth at least 7 marks. One. Okay, so there at least you got your 7 marks in your next cycle test. Definite question in your exam. Okay, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this and not test you. Okay, so please go there. Alright, so tomorrow I would like you guys to conclude numbers 6 to 10, and because it is tomorrow, you can then conclude in the next section as well for Friday. Alright.